Welcome to the Unleashed Inventory Management Training Academy. In this video, we'll walk you through how Unleashed integrates with QuickBooks Online, showing you what's sent, when it's sent, and how it looks across different business scenarios, from purchasing and inventory to sales. Before we dive in, here are a few important reminders. Only completed transactions and receipted purchase orders in Unleashed are sent to QuickBooks Online. Changes to transactions in QuickBooks don't sync back to Unleashed. Ensure tax rates are mapped correctly between Unleashed and QuickBooks. Archive customers in Unleashed will not sync to QuickBooks. First up, when a purchase order is receipted in Unleashed, a bill is created in QuickBooks for that supplier. The supplier invoice date in Unleashed becomes the bill date in QuickBooks. If there's no supplier invoice date, it'll default to the receipted date, and any payment terms will determine the due date. If the purchase order includes additional costs for the same supplier invoice date, those costs are included in the same bill sent to QuickBooks. If the costs are attributed to a different supplier, Unleashed will send two bills to QuickBooks, one for the product supplier and one for the cost supplier. On the costs supplier bill, the bill date will populate with the cost date. Please note, any additional costs must be added prior to completing the purchase order. A completed supplier return in Unleashed generates a supplier credit in QuickBooks for the goods being returned. If the return includes costs for the same supplier, those costs are included in the same supplier credit. If the supplier for the costs is different, Unleashed will send two supplier credits, one for each supplier. When a stock adjustment is completed in Unleashed, a journal entry is sent to QuickBooks, as long as the adjustment has a positive or negative value. Zero value adjustments are not sent. The same applies to stock takes. Once completed, a journal is sent, but only if there is a non-zero variance. When a sales invoice is completed in Unleashed, an invoice is created in QuickBooks. The invoice date and payment terms are carried through to determine the due date. A completed shipment creates a journal entry in QuickBooks. The dispatch date from Unleashed is used in the journal. A credit note without returned goods is sent to QuickBooks as a customer credit note. If the credit note includes returned goods, Unleashed will send both a credit note and a journal entry to QuickBooks, adjusting both the financial and stock positions. When you create a new customer in Unleashed, the customer contact is automatically created in QuickBooks. And the same goes for suppliers. New supplier records created in Unleashed are also added to QuickBooks. Need more details? Check out our full QuickBooks integration documentation on the Unleashed help files, or reach out to our support team anytime. Thanks for watching.